Hello and welcome to another edition of Crypto News with Chingas, brought to you by Crypto World News. Today is April 15th, 2018. Bitcoin is trading at 82.98. We got a few stories to bring to you, so let's get to it. First article brought to you by CoinDesk. BitMaine gets go-ahead for U.S. Bitcoin mining operations. So BitMaine, going under the subsidiary of Ant Creek, right? So the company Ant Creek has secured a spot in Washington State, and that's the United States of America. And so far they've got 10 acres. They originally wanted 40 acres, but 10 they've struck a deal with. So this is in Walla Walla County. The idea here is that they're going to build a new mining farm on this 10-acre lot. Now, they have lease options for a year with option to purchase after 1 year. Why is this significant? Well, Washington currently has very cheap electricity. So Bitmain is looking to head on over there, and they're looking to take 10 acres, and they're looking to build themselves a giant mining warehouse. So this tells you a few things, right? China's willing to come to America and start some operations over here. Obviously, they are very much into mining, right? That has not changed. So BitMaine is the umbrella corporation, I guess we could say. Now, BitMaine hasn't actually come out and said that they are Ant Creek, but as you read the article and it goes on, the CEO, Jahan Wu, is Ant Creek's sole governing person. It's very interesting. They had an open committee over in Walla Walla County where they talked about it. This is one thing I do want to point out here. This guy, Peter Freetham, it's not used in legitimate business. It's used for two things: transactions you want to hide from the law and speculation. This is the kind of misinformation that is going around unwidely across the entire globe. Peter, if you have any questions, comments, and this video happens to make it to you, please reach out to me. I would love to answer some of your questions and maybe get rid of some of the misinformation. Second up on the list, brought to you by Bitcoin Magazine, Robinhood's first tentative steps into cryptocurrencies appeal to traders. If you're unfamiliar with Robinhood's application, they are a trading platform aimed at making trading easy, and they are commission free. Robinhood has recently moved into cryptocurrency. They have opened the door to 4 states so far: California, Massachusetts, Missouri, and Montana. They currently also have over 1 million people waiting in line that do want to start buying cryptocurrencies through Robinhood. Robinhood Crypto is, it's interesting, right? Because this will allow cash USD into cryptocurrency, which there's a few options to do that now. You could do that through Gemini, GDAX, CoinBase. There's a couple exchanges out there. There's also Bitcoin ATMs. There's local Bitcoins. There's a few avenues to get cash into the system, but there aren't many. This is interesting because they also do your standard stocks, right? So you can, within the same account, you can buy some Apple and Microsoft, Nvidia, AMD stocks, and then you can also buy some Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know, do what you will with it. They are expanding in the U.S. They will roll it out to more states soon. We don't have any information on when that will happen, but the 4 states mentioned earlier, they are already using it. So I think the idea here was to roll it out slowly, work out any kinks, and then add new states as they work out any kind of problems they've had. From what I understand, I'm not in one of those 4 states. From what I understand, the rollout has been successful, and this is something to keep your eyes out for if you're looking for another way into cryptocurrency from USD. It's also a pretty good platform just as a whole. There's an overwhelming amount of bad information, misinformation, and quite frankly, arrogant information in the cryptosphere as a whole. This article by CCN actually brings to light some of the positives of the blockchain technology. An Ethereum blockchain is restoring the identity of Syrian refugees. So I think refugee total, we're looking at about 500,000 that have crossed borders from Syria into Jordan. They come with no identification, just who they are and whatever names they decide to give. And that's fine. That's out of the realm of this conversation. What we are talking about is the World Food Program. Now, this is a program from the UN. This is an article by Quartz that also covers the same concept here. The World Food Program, being a UN-based food aid type of program, is using a private fork from Ethereum in order to add these new refugees onto a blockchain. From that blockchain, they use iris scanners to identify the individual, and then they're deposited their food stamps or their entitlements right onto the chain. So now they can go into the store and they can get their water and their food, and they pay for it right with what has been deposited already on their chain for them. So there's no missing stamps. There's no somebody saying he didn't get any when he did get some. It streamlines the whole process, and it takes out the middleman of all the transaction fees. You're talking about cutting out the middleman of transaction fees on an international level. If we read the article, we go down. I want to point this out to you right here. The blockchain-fueled program cuts out much of the friction tied to bank transfers and the fees that accompany them, as evidenced by a 98% reduction in those costs. Take a look at that. That leaves the refugees more money with which to rebuild their lives, right? This is blockchain, baby. All right, so finally, some good news, some real world news about how blockchain can help the future, right? So blockchain is here to stay. I don't know how many times I got to say that. It is not going anywhere. Are the 1,500 to 2,000 altcoins that remain on the board today going to be here in 10 years? Probably not. That's just my opinion. But blockchain is here to stay. All right. The technology works. Okay. It really, really, really does. This is a very good article. There's a side article here from Quartz who talks about the same thing. This goes into a little bit more details about how many refugees there are, what they think they could do in the future. And this is the actual page for the World Food Program if you want to investigate who their board of directors are and the executive board and so on and so forth. Anyway, that's all I got for you today. So, happy trading, everybody. Enjoy the rest of the weekend. We will have a weekly and daily candle closing in a few hours. We will see where this thing is rolling. So, thanks again. Don't forget to catch Crypto World News on their Discord, also on their Twitch, and they have a website as well. You can follow them, and a YouTube where you found this video. Thank you very much. Again, my name is Chingas. Have yourself a great weekend. Finally, some good freaking news. It's just FUD after FUD after FUD, misinformation, people talking all sorts of nonsense, and then finally we get some good news. Great. Wow, it was like 20 seconds away. Oh, well, I'm done now.